Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. It looks like I got all my trees moved into the greenhouses just in time before the winter weather hit. Let's head into the greenhouse now and see what temperature it is inside. Here we are inside now. The temperature is, it's about 2.1 degrees Celsius. Though that isn't bad. It's above freezing. I noticed there was a little frost on the door handles here. A little bit of ice on them. But, oh, and the panels, they have ice on the inside. Yeah. The roof too. There's ice on the inside. You can see I can scrape it off. So, but the air temperature is above freezing. Let me feel down at the ground here. Feels okay. All the moss is still damp. It's not frozen at all. Let me check the soil up here. Yeah, none of the soil is frozen. No. So that's good. Check back here by the windows. No, it's all above freezing. Amazing. So that's good. I am glad to see that the temperature in the greenhouse stayed above freezing last night. It was down to -7 degrees Celsius outside and it stayed above freezing inside. So that's pretty good. The coldest we got last year was -18 degrees Celsius. But we can get down. We've had a record low of -34 or 36 degrees, somewhere around there. And that was getting really cold. As long as, you know, the temperature stays fairly moderate this winter, if we don't go down to those record cold temperatures, I think all the trees will be fine. Last year, most of these trees stayed out on the bench the entire year. It just never got cold enough to, like, put them in the greenhouse or anything like that. Let's head into the other greenhouse, the polyhouse. So this one would have frozen in here for sure. I'm in. Yeah, I can feel the surface of the soil is frozen in here. Which is fine. These trees are all hardy in here. At least they're not getting those, you know, dry winter winds to dry them out. They should be fine in here. Greenhouse is standing up well. Get some of that snow off it. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the snow on the roof of the greenhouse this year. If it kind of self-cleans or if I have to get a broom up there and sweep it off. I'm going to wait and see what kind of weather we get today. If it gets sunny and warm, I'll bring a tropical tree into the greenhouse here and work on that. If it doesn't get sunny and warm, I may have to work in the plant room today. I bagged up my dwarf Schefflera. It's still in the bag there, so I'll unwrap it and begin today's work. So this tree is in a 3D printed pot and stand. Here's a look at the tree, the pot, and the stand. I designed the pot and the stand on the CAD system on my computer, trying to mimic the style of a Vietnam-style cement pot. I think it looks quite convincing. It was printed by Spectra 3D in the United States from Color Fab's Engen plastic. So it's a really high quality plastic that doesn't break down with the heat or humidity. So it should last a good long time. This tree is a cutting off my clump style dwarf Schefflera planting. And it's about, I'm guessing, around 10 years old as a cutting. And it's starting to develop some nice style. I'm going to go back and look at some of the previous videos of this tree to kind of see where I was going as far as styling, my thoughts for the future, and that kind of thing. So, you know, making videos of your trees is really useful. You can kind of go back in time and see what your design intentions were and see if they're slowly getting fulfilled. I went back and looked at the videos of this tree. So it was planted in this 3D printed pot in 2018, so 4 years ago. And the last time I worked on the tree was almost exactly this time last year in December of 2020. And after I pruned it, I said it looked kind of like a dancing dragon. It kind of flowed like a dragon. I think that's a good theme for this tree, making it kind of look like a dragon. I'm going to start today by defoliating the tree. So here I go. So I just keep a little bit of the stalk that the leaf is on. And I do this defoliation so I can see the branch structure of the tree more clearly. It's really hard to see what's going on because there's so many leaves in the way. So leaf pruning like this won't hurt the tree at all because it's been growing strongly for a full year. It has lots of vigor. It's just gone through a cool fall period. It's in the plant room now where it's warming up, and it'll start growing again very soon. It is quite pleasant out here in the greenhouse right now. Now, I do have a winter coat on, but the temperature is slowly going up. It's getting close to 10 degrees Celsius now, which, you know, isn't too bad. And tonight is the last kind of cold night for a while. It'll be warming up, and then the lows will be kind of -2 in that area. So the greenhouse will stay quite nice. And then eventually it goes way above freezing. So I'll be able to do some more tropical work out here. I've got some trees I want to repot, so that'll be exciting. I do like repotting trees. And that might happen on Ficus Friday. So you can see the branch structure is being revealed as I defoliate the tree. I've noticed on some of the branches there's a few scale blisters. I don't know if they're alive or older ones, but good thing to get rid of these leaves. I'll just throw them outside in the cold and they won't survive. And it's a good idea to spray the plant with soap and water too. You don't want these scale insects spreading in the plant room, or you'll have a big mess on your hands. All right, I'll just turn the tree around now and do the back side. I don't think I've ever worked on tropical trees wearing a winter coat before. It's a little strange for me. Getting down to the last few branches now. And the last leaf is coming off now. There. Defoliation is complete. I'll gather up all these leaves now and chuck them outside in the cold. That way the scale insects won't survive. Here's a look at the leaves out in the snow. They're having a winter vacation. Here's a look at the tree now from the front view. So I really like this lowest branch, that sort of sweeping, it's like a dragon. The one above it, up here, this one here, kind of clashes with it a bit. This one kind of sweeps upwards and this one kind of swoops downward. And it kind of creates like a C shape, and I'm not so keen on that. I don't really want, you know, a dragon-like branch up here competing with the one down below. I think keeping this side of the tree maybe a little more simple, so all the emphasis is on that snaking like dragon body and tail. That's what I'm thinking. I could even reduce the entire top off the tree here. There's a little shoot there. I could take it off right there. And just so all the emphasis is on this lowest branch, which is a really cool branch. I'll show you it from another view because you probably can't see all the curvatures from the front view. Here's a look at that branch, kind of looking more down on it, so you can see all the nice sweeping movement of it. The branch above it is really nice too. I just feel it almost takes away. I got to think about it. I'm going to have another look at it from the front, kind of put my hand over different sections of the tree and kind of come up with a styling plan. I've been taking a look at the tree. I don't think I could bring myself to cut this branch off. It's just too cool a branch. It's quite well developed. I think maybe I've just got to get these new shoots shortened back and then have another look at the tree and maybe make further decisions after that. So I'll get all these new shoots reduced back for starters. All right, here I go, reducing these new shoots back. So I'm looking for leaf scars so I can do directional pruning. I think this branch kind of sweeps forward. I have one sweeping forward here. They're kind of running parallel. So I need something kind of coming out more this direction. So I may even have to do some hard pruning back on this branch. Or maybe I'll try, there's a leaf here. So if I prune it back tight, I should get something growing out kind of more horizontally. So these two branches aren't running quite so parallel. I'll just take a stub off here. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to prune it back to here, like that. This one, I'll prune it back to here. There's a leaf that kind of fans out here, so I'll take it back just in front of that leaf. This back one is pretty good. I'll just take the tip off. There's one kind of sticking up here. I want to keep this branch a little more horizontal. I don't want anything shooting up, so I will take it off right here. Like that. That kind of flattens that branch. There's a stub here I could prune off from last time I pruned it a year ago. So this one, I can, I think I want this one to go upwards, so I'm going to prune to a leaf facing upwards now. I don't want it horizontal. I think they're getting too close here, these two branches. So there's a good leaf sticking up here, so I'll prune just in front of that one. There's a branch up here. A good direction is to go out towards the back, so I'll take it off here. There's one coming forward here. Take it off here. This is kind of my branch or my tree apex. I'll just take the tip off here. This one coming forward, take it off here. This one I'll take off here. I've got one coming up the back here. It's kind of getting a bit vertical. Taking a look from the front. Yeah, that needs... I pruned it off here last time and a shoot grew up the back here. Still not very horizontal. So I'm going to take it back to here. Like that. One back here can be pruned to there. Just take the tips off these ones at the back here. Like that. And I think that has all the new shoots kind of pruned back now. So now I can step back and have another look at the tree. I'm having a look at the tree now, and I'm still, these two branches, there's still a conflict with them. Maybe I've got to shorten the upper one. It's a tough decision. A very, very tough decision. Well, I've got to think about it for a while. Discuss all my options. Try and come up with a plan. I had a good long look at the tree, and I tried out a whole bunch of different options, you know, covering up sections with my hand, seeing what it would look like. There's something about the tree that bothers me, and you know, I was kind of concentrating on this branch here, and then I thought, well, maybe it's not the branches that go towards the right. Maybe it's the ones on the left. So I covered up these branches, and then the tree kind of came alive. I think that's the problem, is that these ones kind of all flow to the right, even the apex up here, this one and this one. And I think the ones coming out to the left kind of, they balance the tree a bit, but I think by removing them, I get a really kind of interesting tree. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I may keep a small section of this lowest one here. There's one that goes out the back that I could keep, but I think maybe that's what bothers me, is that, you know, by removing these branches over here, all the emphasis is on these kind of windswept, snaky branches or twisty branches going off to the right. Because even the apex, the tree comes up and then the general direction is towards the right-hand side. So I think maybe this is a case of going with the flow of the tree, kind of making it a windswept tree. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to take one last final look at it and make my decision. My final decision with the tree, I'm going to reduce this lowest branch back to the one that kind of goes out the back there, so taking that portion of it off. I'm going to keep the little shoot here, and I'm going to remove this one up top completely. It's a big change for this tree. I'm always hesitant, you know. These are old branches, and I'm always hesitant to take them off. The one up in the apex is getting too thick anyway, so you know that could definitely come off. The one down below, I'm keeping a portion of it, so you know, not all is lost. And I think, you know, the general style, it definitely looks like a wind-blown kind of style, and that's not on purpose. That's just how the tree grew. All right, here I go. I'm going to start with this one up in the apex here. Gone. That would make a nice little cutting. So I'll clean that cut up, get it nice and flush. Nice. And then I've got to reduce that lower branch. All right, it's coming off too. Like that. Another nice cutting. Just clean it up a bit. That looks good. I'm going to take the top portion off this branch too. It's growing too vertically. So I'll take it off right here. Like that. Here's a look at the tree now. You know, I like it better. I think it has a little more style to it. Doesn't look quite so random in the styling. It's a little more organized, I guess, is the word. But still looks, you know, quite natural. I don't want it to look too artificial. Like, I don't want to make it look like a dragon or anything like that. I want it to look like a natural tree, but give you the impression of a dancing dragon or something like that. Now, I think there's a vertical section coming up in here. I think that's got to be removed. It's just going to grow up in front of this, or behind this other branch here. So I'll take that off. I think that looks better. I still maybe have some styling issues to sort out with the branches, but I think that'll be for a future time. See what grows in and see how everything grows. So in between these prunings, it hasn't been pruned for a year. So all I do is I try and keep the tree growing and growing really well and healthy. You know, good watering, good fertilization, good sun exposure, you know, really taking care of the trees. So yeah, just a once a year pruning on this one for this year. Here's a look at the Schefflera from a slightly higher angle. I think it's looking quite good. You don't often see Scheffleras kind of styled like this with some, great movement to them and nice branching. I think, it's the result of clip and grow over many years, and I'm hoping, it just keeps getting better and better into the future. I think it does have a good future, this tree. I think it's pretty cool looking for a Schefflera. It's time now for today's update. Today's update is my Christmas cactus. I have 4 flowers that are fully open now. They're just beautiful looking. Here's a look at the flower up close. I've still got lots more flowers to come, so it'll be quite a show for quite a long time. I imagine they'll last at least till Christmas. Here's a view of all the little needles all over the trunk of this Christmas cactus. Now this plant is quite old. It was a cutting. I took the cutting 25 years ago, and the plant was fairly old that I got the cutting from. So this actual genetic material is, maybe 30, maybe 35 years old now. I think these Christmas cactus are really good species to grow into a tree-like form. I think they're just beautiful as they get older, and when they're in flower, they're just spectacular. Well worth growing as a bonsai. Definitely some tough decisions with the pruning of my Schefflera today, and that's what you have to do. Every year you look at the tree, you reevaluate the styling, try new ideas out, block branches off, say, what if I grew this out? What if I prune this back? And kind of come up with a plan for the tree. I'm happy with the styling. I think it'll just keep getting better in the future. And that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.